Today's video is about being a woman with Aspergers, Aspergers, however you pronounce it. And yeah, as you can see, I've done some kind of 80s makeup. I have an 80s jumper on, feeling very 80s. I don't really tend to dress up and stuff on YouTube because I just can't be bothered a lot of the time. But today I was feeling it. I might actually make a video about the 80s and all the 80s things that I like soon, because somebody asked me to do that on my special interests video, I think it was, and I thought that was a pretty good idea. So yeah. So being a woman with Aspergers, I think the ratio is 3:1, meaning that there are 3 autistic men to 1 autistic woman, because Asperger's in women is harder to detect. I think that's because of the way they diagnose Asperger's in women. I think the criteria is the same, and you know, that's not great because women act differently to men, and autism manifests itself slightly different in women than it does in men. So for example, special interests. Women with autism and Asperger's can have special interests, but because, you know, it might manifest itself in, say, makeup and beauty and girly things and Polly Pockets and stuff like that, it might not always be kind of flagged up as, oh, that's a bit strange, you know, she's spending a lot of time doing, I don't know, collecting Polly Pockets, for example, you know, because it's quite a normal thing in children to do stuff like that. But that may be the beginnings of finding special interests, finding things that that girl is obsessed with and, you know, kind of spends a lot of time doing or collecting or making or learning about. You know, it might not always be anything kind of stereotypical like science and maths and space and computers and stuff like that. But it doesn't necessarily mean to say that that behaviour isn't part of autism or isn't an autistic trait. And the other main one is that women tend to be better at blending in and mimicking other people's behaviour, and they generally seem to be more bothered about, you know, perception and having friends and having relationships and stuff like that. So they spend a lot more time and a lot more effort trying to fit in, you know, trying to appear more normal. And then because they learn to appear more normal and because they spend most of their lives doing that and imitating people and copying what people say and do from TV and stuff like that and what their friends are doing, they might not seem like there's anything autistic about them because they're acting so normal, and you know, they can use the right body language, they can say popular phrases and stuff like that, they can make small talk, and you know, it's like, so like for me, because I have had a lot of practice doing that, and in my earlier years I was absolutely ruthless with copying people in films and TV, which sometimes ended up in embarrassing circumstances because it's not exactly like real life, is it? But I thought that would be a good way to learn. You know, I just copied stuff what people did on TV. Forgot my train of thought now. And, you know, also the things that my family said and did, and, you know, how other people around me acted. And now, or for a very long time, you know, when I tell people that I have autism, it's like, no you don't, you know, but you've done this, but you've done that, but you don't appear it. And, you know, and because I've done certain things in my life that require confidence and balls, shall we say, people kind of say, well, you're not really autistic. Being a woman with Aspergers as well, like, I've always felt that, I mean, I don't really feel connected to anybody that much. I've always been like a lone ranger, but you know, when neurotypical girls have like girlfriends, and you know, they have like female friends that they go out with, and you know, like do each other's makeup and go shopping with and stuff like that, like I have never felt the burning desire to do that. Like I've always felt I don't know, like it's hard to keep up with stuff like that. And I've always felt like, I know it sounds stupid, but like bands are my friends, like the bands that I like, because I'm not obsessed with them, and you know, it's been a long-standing obsession since I was about 11, like, you know, and I feel like I identify with music and stuff more than people. So yeah, I don't really feel like a girl, you know what I mean. And one of the reasons why, I think anyway, that I dress like people from the olden days, and you know, like I take inspiration of what to wear and how to do my hair and stuff from people in the 80s and rock stars and stuff like that, mainly, like Michael Monroe, is because I probably couldn't keep up with fashion and stuff because it moves so fast, particularly these days. Like, I haven't got the capacity to keep up with what's going on in that. Like, I would rather have my own style, my own, you know, and just wear the same thing over and over again for years. Like, it's so much easier to do that. And yeah, so like, I mean, when I go out and I see girls dressed up in the nice little dresses with the heels on and stuff, and like the makeup looks amazing, and like, you know, I think, oh, you know, she looks really nice, but like I just could not imagine myself being like that, you know. It looks like too much effort to me. And you know, like a lot of buying new clothes all the time and keeping up to date with fashion and stuff, like, no, brain ache. So like, you know, with modelling and stuff like that, people say, well, how can you like do modelling and stuff like that if you're autistic? And it's like, well, getting the train to different places, that was incredibly excruciatingly difficult at first, but it's something that you learn and you get used to, and you know, this, that and the other. And then when you're in a room with a photographer, it's like just you and a photographer. It's not like a group of people at a party. Like, I would prefer to, not at this stage because I've put a bit of weight on and, you know, I've not been doing it for ages, but I would prefer to do something like that, you know, than go to a party. Much prefer to do that because it's one-on-one. You know, there's not a lot of noise and different people talking to you, and, you know, kind of just, and the bright lights and the, no, there's none of that. There's just you and another person, and that is it. But people don't understand that, you know, you can still do something like that and be autistic as well. Of course you can, you know. A lot of people with Asperger's have got, do acting and stuff like that. One of the most famous actresses in the world, Daryl Hannah, who played Madison in Splash, and she was in The Invisible Man and Blade Runner. She was in loads of films, and she's got Aspergers. So, and she's a very good actor. And it's not surprising because people with Aspergers do a lot of acting, don't they? It's like you've got to do acting to get through life, to fit the social norms and just make everybody else comfortable while you're really uncomfortable. So I think that's the main reasons why Asperger's is harder to detect in girls, and why people say that there's less girls with autism than boys, which I don't think is true. You know, just because they're not diagnosed doesn't mean to say that they're not autistic, like, you know. So yeah, like with women, sorry, phone's just gone off. With women, sometimes what happens when a woman has Asperger's is, you know, they could struggle with getting ready and makeup and different makeup and stuff like that, because I know I've got different makeup on today, but I've done this before a few times. And yeah, but day to day, when I can be bothered to put makeup on, that is, I do the same makeup, and I don't like having a big bag full of makeup or a lot of makeup. I have, you know, just a few basic items that I use, and I stick to that. And I like to use the same products as well over and over again. And I know most people do that anyway, but you know, like when you see girls like doing tutorials on different makeup styles and stuff like that, like, no. That to me is just like I watch them, and you know, sometimes I like watching them because some of it's like, wow, you know, as if you can do that, that's incredible, that's really talented. But you know, I wouldn't think, oh yeah, and I'm gonna go and buy out new products, different brands and stuff, and then sit and try and do this thing. Like, I've been doing my makeup the way I've done it for a very long time, and you know, I could probably would look a lot better if I learned some new techniques and tried some different things out, but nah, like, you know, I'll stick to what I know. So yeah, and fashion, or clothing should I say, again, stick to what I know. Like when I go out, like to a gig or something, I will wear the same outfit pretty much. I've got battle vests and jackets with patches on and stuff like that. I will wear usually one of two of my favourites. And just, yeah, like jeans and a band t-shirt, or shorts and a band t-shirt, or this like fake leather halter neck top that I've got, and jeans or shorts. That is it. And yeah, so you know, I have got quite a lot of clothes, but I only wear a very small proportion of them compared to what I've actually got. And as well, like, you know, I've got a thing with material. I won't wear some materials, like I don't wear fleece and stuff anyway because I'm vegan, but you know, like fake fleece and no, it like makes my skin like shivery and sharp. It feels sharp, and you know, I've only got a few types of materials that I will wear. So, and then some materials, there's this one material, and I've got a t-shirt from H&M, well it's like a strappy top from H&M that I got years and years ago, and I like to rub it between my fingers while I'm sucking my thumb while I'm chilling, and I can't chill without it, and I can't go to sleep without it, but yeah, but it's just so soft, it feels like, I don't know, just angel softness from heaven. And it's really soothing. And the old one, I've had two of the same t-shirt from H&M. This is the, you know, the routine gone wild. I've had the same t-shirt from H&M for years, and then it got holes in it, you know, because I rub it between my fingers, and I did that for years. And I was looking for ages for exactly the same t-shirt because I've never felt material as soft as that before. And I'm sure it's just like cotton or something, but I don't know what kind of cotton it is, but like, yeah, it's amazing. So I bought the exact same t-shirt, or top should I say, off eBay after a lot of rigorous searching. And yeah, I've still got that now, and yeah, it makes me very happy. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm trying to think of like women specific things now. I don't know. Oh yeah, manipulation is probably, I mean, I know men get manipulated, and there was this big fucking debate on what was it, dating and relationships video that I did, where men are like, we have it way worse than you have it really easy, you don't have to go up to guys and stuff like that. But like, on the flip side, personally, out of first-hand experience, I think it's a lot more easier to get manipulated and end up in questionable situations as a woman. And, you know, I mean, men can get manipulated for like money and stuff like that. That's quite common, sadly, and it's horrible. It's happened to me a few times, especially because like I would give anybody my last breath if they told me to. But like, because of my Aspergers, like, you know, you could tell me anything and then I'd just be like, oh, you know, I'll give you like some money or whatever. But yeah, like in terms of like guys and stuff, there have been some situations that I've been in that have been pretty dark, and yeah, two of them kind of come back to me the most. And yeah, I don't really know how to explain this because I hate talking about it, and sometimes it'll come out when I'm drunk and, you know, talk to my boyfriend about it briefly. Yeah, anyway, I don't really want to go into that. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is, like, if you've got Asperger's and you're a woman, I think personally you're more likely to end up in some dangerous situations, particularly when it comes to men, because although there's a lot of nice people in the world, there's also a lot of horrible people in the world that will do anything to take advantage of you. So yeah, that is my take on being a woman with Asperger's. I've probably forgot loads of stuff like I usually do because I've got ADD as well. And my thought process is like all over the place. But yeah, I hope this has been helpful and you've enjoyed it. See you again soon. Bye.